This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the best website for building websites. More on that later. We just showed up to North Hollywood Skate Park. I've set up a new skateboard. I haven't skated in over 2 weeks. It has been a very rough year, and hopefully I can explain it in my next video after my wife's video about the... I think I grabbed the wrong camera. Hopefully by my next video, my wife's video about our whole situation will come out and you'll be able to hear about pregnancy. That's a hint to everything happening. But today I get to skate, and this video will be for the people who really enjoy skateboarding. I'm just gonna set up my camera and try to have a good session and see if I can still ride my skateboard. That was so rejuvenating. Today was such a California feeling day. I still get nostalgic at like the first times I ever came out here, and just the way the weather feels compared to South Carolina, and how honestly people are gonna be like, what? The smell of California. It's like this dewy, I don't know how to explain it, but it's very nostalgic to me, and today just felt like a really good, fun day. It felt very much exactly what I needed. Also, I just had a lot of conversations with different people. So I was sitting there just talking and hanging out, and I haven't been social at all either because I've been sort of stuck at my house and in the hospital. It was just a perfect day. This is where I'm gonna end the video, talking actually in my car. So I thought I would start off this little talking segment where I get pretty deep and personal with talking about Squarespace, which is my favorite brand that I've ever worked with. Am I allowed to say that? Squarespace has fluid engine, plus they have award-winning templates to choose from, so you don't need to know anything about design to build a beautiful website. You can pretty much just drag and drop anything into place. They also have analytics, so if you're someone who has an online store, they give you all the back-end information you need to really push your store. They also have blogging tools, they also have email campaigns, and a lot of creators right now are actually switching almost exclusively to posting content via email campaigns, because when someone subscribes, everyone gets your notifications. It's not like every other social media where there's an algorithm involved. There's also 2 more features that I feel like are really worth mentioning and really alone would make getting a Squarespace account worth it. One is you can set up your own business, merchandise, all types of merchandise, and they'll fulfill it for you. So they work with third parties now that will send out the orders for you. All you have to do is design a shirt, you put it on the template they choose you. They even have models pop up to where their models are wearing your clothes, and you put that on your website and boom, now you have a brand, which I think is amazing. And then also, if you're someone who has like a skill set in anything like cooking or something, you can create paid courses to where people go to your website and they can like do the course on your website instead of using, again, a third-party website to where you have to link there, then do that and this. No, every time there's like a feature online that I think a lot of people who are like creative entrepreneurs get into, Squarespace adapts it into their thing, and it's incredible. So check it out. You can go to the link in the description down below, or go to squarespace.com/JohnHill to get 10% off your first purchase or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. And yeah, let's get into this talking bit. Hello there. Right now I'm gonna use my fisheye, which probably is not a very flattering angle. I was trying to do a walking, talking thing, but this fisheye keeps going out of focus. Doesn't matter. Wanted to end this video talking a bit about an update of my life, but also answering a question that one of you out there asked me, which was basically, hey, I'm 23 years old and I feel like I've wasted my life. Well, first of all, I don't mean to patronize you by saying that's stupid, because it's not, obviously. I think we all feel that. I think even at 23, when you're past college, you feel like at that point you should be able to know what you want to do with your life. And if you tried other things that don't really fit you, you feel like you wasted it, but that's not true at all. I think the generations before us sort of built this context in that we have to know what we're doing, and that becomes the thing that you do for your entire life. But nowadays, with how much the landscape changes, careers change all the time. Even people who work their whole lives in one thing, they get the job and immediately realize they don't like it. So you could look at myself, like I'm a skateboarder, and then I became a YouTuber, and they sort of work together. But even now, I'll get into myself a little bit later, but I'm questioning all of that. And I've built my whole life towards this one thing, and I've been able to make a career out of it, but I don't feel like I've wasted my time either. But when you think of someone like my brother, not to tell too much of his business, but he went the opposite route. Like, he's an engineer, he got a job in that, a really well-paying job, and immediately was like, oh, this isn't worth it. Like, the money in no way is worth the struggle of showing up to a 9-to-5 office job. And then with me, I even romanticize having a steady job once in a while because I do YouTube, and YouTube can be all over the place as well because your career is basically dictated by an algorithm. And of course, you can have some effect on the amount of people who see your videos, but then it sort of makes you cringe when you think, well, my entire career is based on trying to get a lot of people to notice me. Like, you feel like you're trying really hard to be popular or something, and that can be a really disheartening feeling as well. For me, it's about consistently manipulating my mind to be okay with how things are. And I'm not saying that that's the best advice, but there's truth in every single type of manipulation. So with me, when I'm like, okay, just think of YouTube as like, you're here to entertain people, shut up. There's actually I feel content when I say something like that. I actually feel better about making content by doing that. When I get too sort of artsy about it and I go, what are you really trying to say? And what are you really trying to do? Sometimes I'll make a bunch of stuff in that field where I'm like, all right, let's be a little more serious in this. And then I never watch it or look at that content ever again. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't like that content. Like, I realize, like, with myself personally, I think there is a type of thing that really excites me. It's content that kind of gives you the perception of one thing and becomes something else. So something that is completely contradictory, that's the kind of stuff that excites me in life and everything. Like, I like to see one thing, like if Disney made a cartoon or new movie and it happened to be like kind of turn into this dark, like anime-esque type show halfway through, that's the kind of thing you want. That conflict. So with me, I think my YouTube channel was that initially, where it was like almost like a goody thing within skateboarding, which was very intentional. Like, I was trying to sort of I liked that conflict. But now, even with myself talking about this career, I think a lot of skateboarders look at what I mean, I'm only saying this because even Thrasher sort of mentioned, they were like, all these skaters are trying to do what John does, which I thought was really nice and cool, but it's just ironic because I am on the other side of it. So I get that, of course, like, I would give anyone the advice, like, yeah, do what I did. It was really fun, and I got really excited about trying this, and this, but it will eventually, if you are ambitious like me, unfortunately, which I wish I wasn't as ambitious, you're going to go out the other side going, well, I just want to do that again. Like, I don't want to do this again. I want to do that experience again. So to me, it's even though I had this career, even though I have this career and I'm still doing it, I'm just excited, 23 or not, I'm 33. I spent my whole life doing this, and now I'm on the other side going, now what? Like, I'm starting from scratch again. So I think you're going to consistently do that through your life. And that's what sort of led to the update about what's going on with me is that a lot of people who follow me see that I'm drawing and I'm trying to create. And the truth is, I'm going through this transitional period, and right now I'm making a lot of stuff that sucks. Like, I'm posting things and, a couple days later going, why did I post that? But then that's the project. And that's what is hard about having some sort of attention in one place and then trying something else. You have people seeing the thing you're creating, which is cool, but then you have to be open to criticism, which is really difficult to deal with. But you have to just push forward and try the new thing regardless of what people say to you. But that's such a hard thing too. That's a whole nother masterclass of how do I get over the fear of having not just people saying I can't do this, but people close to you. I think that's the hardest thing, is actually dealing with people who have constantly supported you in your life and doing something that makes them go, what are you doing? Because when I started YouTube, all my friends were in normal traditional skateboarding. They all freaked out. They're like, what is going on? What are you doing? This is so bizarre. And it really, really worked out. I mean, it was a really, really cool thing. But I still, sometimes I get nostalgic from the beginning process of that initial growth and how cool that felt. And I think part of me just always sort of
as sad as it sounds, as pathetic as it sounds, as much as I wish I wasn't like this, the truth part of me, I do want that feeling again, and I want that feeling consistently. I want to try something that feels so out of ordinary for me, something that like lets me express myself in a way that I've never been able to express myself. And I think the art thing is doing that. And today I'm gonna go home and try to make an animation. I'm literally gonna sit here and try to do some voices for the characters. Like, I wanna be silly and weird, and you know, I wanna be jarring in a way, which I think even when I see my old videos pop up, I'm like, oh, like watching it like makes me cringe, but I still love it. I'm like, yeah, it's so jarring. And I'm glad skating got to see that when it happened. So that's it. That's what I'm working on, and that was my little update. And that's not the update that I was mentioning earlier with Sarah Dici. That's the next video. I'm going to talk about all that, because that is a very, very, very insane story. That's it. Thank you for watching. Sorry if this angle is jarring. I literally have you propped up just like on my steering wheel. I hope you enjoyed this video and this rant, and I will see you in the next video. I'm trying to do at least one a week right now, so stay tuned for all the content. God, I want to figure out something that's gonna like really make you smile, make me smile. I think those two work together, so trying my best. Thanks so much. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.